One, two, three. Hey, everyone, we are live.
Whew.
And yeah, so we're here today with Kaz, who is our special guest, as we've said multiple times already. And we're trying to figure out what to really talk about here.
So we decided on mission trips.
Yeah, and the best part about it is that Kaz hasn't been on a mission trip.
Have not.
Yeah, so she's going to learn with all of you just as much as that's it. She's gonna learn just as much as you guys are.
Yes.
All right.
So Martin, which mission trips have you been on in your lifetime?
In my lifetime, oh boy, only with Iona College freshman year, I went to Philly because it was the cheapest trip, and I didn't really want to go. It was just like someone approached me. One of the old CMs approached me, who was leading Philly. And was
They
like,
recruited Martin.
no, she just needed people to apply. So like she didn't even interview anyone. It was just like you're on the
You're
trip.
coming.
So Philly, sophomore year was India. This past year was Nazareth Farm in West Virginia.
I really like that you went from like not wanting to go on a mission trip at all, just going to Philly, then to like going to India. Because like I know how much you love India and how like huge that is.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I'm just saying, like you didn't just happen to stumble upon the India mission trip.
Well,
like you had to interview for that one. You had to
that
apply.
was
Like
totally
you
the
earned
process.
that
I was
one.
like, wait, this is how this works?
Like this is actually pretty deep.
But I don't know. Is India like it's so like that is a weird jump. I don't really know why I
Yeah.
did that.
Especially because you didn't want to go on Philly to
It's
begin
not that I
with.
didn't want to go on it.
But
Like
you
I
didn't
loved
really
Philly.
care.
I loved Philly. I just didn't have any intention of applying.
Yes.
And then until someone like told me like, oh, like
you should apply.
apply. Not even you should. It's like, can you please apply?
Like come.
Like, please do.
You're not even applying. Like you will be coming.
Yeah. But like the way, okay, so anyone that's looking into an international trip, Carly, I'm sure you could attest to this.
Yes.
It's that you just apply, you interview, hopefully you get accepted. If you do get accepted, that's when you tell your parents.
Yeah. My Zambia team's experiencing that now.
Right?
I've gotten a lot of texts about concerned parents.
Yeah.
Deposits are due Friday. I'm very scared.
And concerned parents are totally normal. Like you're going
Yes.
to like a different country and that's very unknown to
Yes.
most people.
Especially the Zambia one.
Yeah, it's super low key.
Different
Like,
continent.
people think Africa's a country. So when you say Zambia, they're like, where is that? Europe? And you're like, no,
No.
it's in the continent.
Maybe we
of
should tell them
Africa.
it's in Europe. Be like, yeah, we're just going to Europe. Great tourist spot.
There was a comedian who Gabriel Iglesias. I don't know if you guys know who he is. The fluffy guy.
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
And he was saying how when he was going to India,
Uh-huh.
people kept telling him like, don't drink the water, be careful of the bugs, like watch out for your pockets. You know, well, he's like, I've heard this before. Where have I heard this? He's like, this is Mexico. Like,
Same thing.
any other country. Like I'm sure like Europeans say this about America. You know, like
Yeah.
don't drink the water, be careful of the bugs. Like you
Yep.
know, it's the same exact things. So it's any other country you're gonna be worried about like where your kid's going and how it's gonna react.
Exactly.
Although I felt more unsafe. I felt less safe in Naz Farm just because it was more remote.
That makes sense. If something goes wrong, there's a little bit of a drive to get to a hospital.
Yeah.
Cell reception probably ain't great. I went to West Virginia 3 times and we had the same thing.
Yeah, I went to West Virginia in the summer too. It was different
Yeah,
place. And it was the same. Yeah, it was like the closest hospital was 45 minutes away.
Yeah, because you're like up in the mountains, and then we were doing construction, and there was one group where it was like we were working with ASP, the organization, and the staffers said like if something were to happen, like get in the van and drive to a hospital because it's gonna take the ambulance way too long to get up the
Yeah.
mountain. The huge ambulance can't drive down the
They're not
road.
gonna have a helipad.
Yeah, they're like if you can even get cell service to call, like just don't.
Oh, apparently, is it AT&T? AT&T is like fire in West Virginia.
Oh really?
Supposedly.
That explains why I had no service with Verizon.
AT&T is fire. T-Mobile, I had one bar. Like it wasn't bad at all.
Mhm.
T-Mobile's gotten a lot better. But
Shout out to
Um,
T-Mobile.
yeah, but like where I was in Dunlow, West Virginia, in the summer, and they said the closest hospital was in Kentucky.
Yep.
And I was like, what?
My first year in West Virginia, we had someone get really sick. It was like just like dehydration, and then
Yeah.
she had just switched her birth control, so that was like a thing,
Mm.
and was just like super sick, and they had to take her to a hospital. So they brought her to the closest one, and one of the locals was like, "Oh, like which hospital did you go to last night?" And they're like, "Oh, like we went to like this one." And they were like, "Oh, Death Valley." That's what they nicknamed the hospital. Only had a 1-star Yelp
Oh
review.
my gosh.
She lived.
See, those are things you don't look up until after the fact.
Yep.
Well, Carly, why don't you tell us what mission trips you've been on with the school?
With Iona.
Yes.
Okay, so with Iona, I went to Zambia my freshman year, Ireland my sophomore year, and then this year I'm going back to Zambia as the trip leader.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
So what are your pros and cons from first going, and then what you want to change as the new leader?
Okay, so My pros and cons freshman year. I was a freshman, so I literally had no idea.
Yeah, why'd you even choose Zambia?
I had done mission trips in high school,
Right.
and I was really close with my religion teacher who had gotten me into mission trips, and it was always her dream to like go somewhere in Africa. So I saw Zambia and I was like, "Oh wow, like this could be really cool." And I was like, "I guess I'll just apply." Like I didn't really like I feel like as a freshman you apply, you don't know if it's like a big deal, like you don't
Yeah,
know.
it doesn't sound
Yeah,
like a
like
big
I didn't
deal.
think I was going to get it. I was like, "Oh, like
Yeah.
I'll just apply like it's something." And then I got it. And I didn't know like anybody on my trip. Some people had like never done service before, which like I thought was crazy. I was like, wow, y'all are really just going for it right now, like full sends.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then when we got there, it was very different than how I did service in high school.
Mm,
Like when we went in high school, it was like led by teachers. So you got like a lot more like background information. Like pre-immersion meetings were like a little bit more like intensive because like we knew like what we were doing. Whereas like when the student does it, it's like student led. So it's gonna be
Mhm.
like a different feel, a different vibe. So when I lead this year, my pre-immersion meetings I think are going to be like a little bit more intensive. Like it's still going to be fun because I like to be fun. But like we're going to do like a lot of in-depth stuff. I've been like planning it all summer. I've been like living for this since I found out. No cell phones like at all.
wow.
Like at all. Basically, my team is going to get off the plane, call their parents, say we safely landed, and then I'm taking their cell phones for 2 weeks.
Which is smart, which makes a
Yeah,
big difference.
yeah. A big thing is for me like pictures. Like I don't like obviously we're gonna take pictures, but I don't want it to be all about pictures. Like I felt like when I went, there were some pictures that were like really staged, and I was just like,
Like, oh, here, look at the
"Eh."
camera.
Yeah, like this
Yeah,
isn't
I
why
get
we're
you.
here, you
Yeah.
know. So I think I'm gonna bring like my camera, but no one will have their phones, so that kind of limits the pictures anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring like my camera, and we'll do like some pictures, but
Yeah, I
it's
feel
not
like
gonna be
that
the
if you're in
priority.
control of it, I feel like that makes it easier.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely want to have some control. And we're going to talk about this in pre-immersion, just like what's the right way to take a picture on a mission trip versus like the wrong way, and like
Yeah.
exploiting children is bad.
Like how to post it.
Yes, yes,
yeah.
posting with the right intentions,
Yeah.
coming across the right way.
There's like it's more of a memory posting, not like a
I'm a great person.
Yeah, I'm a great person. I helped out all these poor children, and you're like, no.
That's what we call a white savior complex. It's true.
No, you're very much
It's
right.
volunteerism.
That's
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
That's the word for it.
We got all the words.
I love combining two words of volunteering: voluntourism and voluntelling, like voluntold.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
So it's like when you're like, oh, like if I was like, Carly, oh, you're great at making vegetables because you're vegan. Why don't you cook like, this side dish for dinner the next
Oh,
night?
you're telling me to do it.
But like I'm like you're you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're volunteering me.
Yeah, to like do this, but like
Yes.
you can't really say no at that point. You're kind of like,
that's
like,
a good word.
Why wouldn't
That
I?
is a good word.
Yeah,
That
I heard
happens
about that.
often.
Happens a lot. Like
Oh, yeah.
a lot.
Yes.
And you're just like,
It's like when I ran Taze last year.
yeah,
Carly.
it's like trying to like it's kind of like the saying, everything before but is complete
Crap.
yeah, poop. It's complete poop because it's like oh, like you did a really good job, but
But-
can you do this and
So
this?
disregard that
Yeah,
completely.
and
Yep.
it's like so like that type of phrase too, like
It's a
that's
backhanded compliment.
exactly those types
Yes.
of things. I'm like, wow, this is so common.
Yep.
But Cass, sorry, off track. Cass, why don't you tell
The
us?
theme for
So
the
like you
day.
haven't been on a service project yet. Would you ever go on one? If so, what type of theme are you looking for? Like what kind of?
I have not, and I do definitely want to go on one. I don't know where or when. I just would like to do it at some point.
Yeah.
A theme. I don't know.
Like kids,
I do-
elderly,
I
differently
do-
abled.
I do like kids. I love kids.
Gotcha.
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
I would definitely like to work with kids.
Maybe Mississippi.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just zoned out. Oh, Chicago has a lot of.
Oh, really? I've never
Yeah,
been
they
to
work
Chicago.
with kids. Well, I mean, from what I know, they do. I'm not too well. I like listen. I know the brochure.
He's a fake CM.
I'm on the
Sure.
committee. I'm on the e-board for this.
Oh, God.
And I know the brochure fairly well. But like each trip leader adapts a trip to what they want to.
Yeah, you
do
get
more or
some
less.
freedom in
So like I
planning.
know previously Chicago's worked with kids,
Yes. Okay.
but I'm not too sure about this year. You know, and it
Yeah,
all
yeah.
depends on the leader, which is perfectly fine.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
As someone who's leading, like you get creative control to a point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you pretty much do. Yeah, it's a good time. But yeah, so children, homelessness, food rights,
Hmm
blah blah blah.
There's some with
Yeah.
education.
education.
Some of them
rounds,
overlap too. Like a lot of the ones with children also have education because
stuff.
kids need to be educated.
All the stuff with like homelessness coincides with poverty.
Hmm.
Even the ones with like education coincides with poverty.
Yeah.
Like food insecurity and stuff.
Honestly, it's all connected.
Yeah, I'd also like to do like disaster relief. I feel like that's
Ooh.
fun.
Ooh,
Home repair,
construction
that's a
ones are
whole nother
fun.
one.
That one's really fun.
Yeah. You know, I had to build. I've never built a porch in my life. This year, 2019, I built 3 porches.
Literally.
It's ridiculous. I'm just like, wow, this is a
That's
lot
like-
of wood.
So one summer, my mom and my sister were like, "Oh, like we're gonna like we want to do this to the house," and I was like, "Oh, like that sounds really cool." And they were like, "Yeah, Carly, like you can't help, like you're like a princess, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Guys, are you kidding me right now?" And they're like, "No, like you can't help us." Like no, and I was like, "Who's done construction for the last 3 summers?" And they're like, "Oh wait," I was like, "Who's actually used a power tool in their life?" And they were just like. Oh my god! And I was like, "Who's actually built a porch before?" And they're like, "Wait, like, can you help us?" And I was like, "No,
I'm over it.
nope."
Yeah, we used to do so. Like this past summer when I was in West Virginia, it was home repair too, and we
Mhm.
were building this whole new trailer home for this family. It was a mom and her 2 young daughters. They were
Mhm.
super cute. But as you're building the porch, like each day, every night we do like blessings and lessons.
Yeah.
So, like Rose of
Oh wait,
Thorn,
I like that.
top highs and lows,
Yeah.
and lows of the tops and bottoms of the day. Question mark. But so my blessing for the first day was like, oh, I got to meet. But my lesson was like, I just started getting used to wood cutting. I'm not good at it, so like, it's
Yes.
whatever. My next lesson was like the next day. I was like, my blessing was I'm getting better at wood cutting. My lesson was still not that great. The next day was I've gotten so good at wood cutting, and that we've gotten really far with the porch. But my lesson is that I was so bad the other 2 days that I wasted a lot of wood.
Yep. Yep.
So we had
Measure
to
twice,
we-
cut once.
Yeah, so we needed 2 more planks because we missed. Because I kept messing. I didn't keep messing up. It was like once or twice I messed
Yeah,
up.
you were an amateur.
Because also the guy that was like leading me was basically a bully. He was like a 60-year-old man. No, wait,
Aw.
like 70-year-old man who was just like okay. I was trying to screw in like a screw with a power drill,
Yes.
and I was like, squatting and like
Yes.
because it was like a low angle,
Yeah.
and so I'm putting my weight, and he's like, "What did I tell you? You got to get behind this." I know this, but like it's against the wall. Like my
I don't
shoulder,
fit.
my shoulder is on the wall, and I'm trying. He's like, "You got to get behind it." And I'm like, "How?"
I don't fit behind
Whatever.
it.
So I'm squatting, and he's like, here, move. And he pushes me over, and I fall onto my right knee. Yeah, my right knee. And there's like the screw cap.
Oh.
That's like the cap of like
Yeah.
the thing of screws. That's like right there. And I'm like, like
I'm
and
behind
jam it
it.
in. And then I like stand up, and the thing's literally stuck on my leg. And I like go and like rip it out. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm fine. And I look at it like 20, 30 minutes later. I'm like, oh, I'm bleeding. I'm like,
Awesome. Love
I'm
it.
gonna go get the first aid kit. I'm glad this is
Worksite casualties.
yeah, like I'm glad I'm the one that got injured.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm not even getting hurt I'm getting hurt from the old guy.
Oh,
Like,
that's
what is
aggressive.
this?
That is aggressive.
Yeah, it was Ed, Mike, and Phil. Ed, Mike, and Phil, if you're listening to this, you're all right, people. Mike, you're the boy, but Ed and Phil, you're a little interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
think I've ever gotten hurt on a mission trip.
Ever?
No. I've gotten like a little cold here and there.
That's like a travel sickness.
Yeah, that happens when you fly a lot. Fly or drive for long periods of time. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever gotten sick or injured that I can think of.
Oh, shout out to that.
Ooh, knock on wood.
The last time I was sick was now. Not like sick. Last week I was a lot more sick.
Yeah, I
Um,
felt that
Kaz, Carly, when was the last time you guys were sick?
last
Mhm.
week. I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like last week all of Iona campus just came down with something.
True. I think it's because we're all back at school and we're all just.
Yeah, we're not used to this type of
Tidal waves and stuff.
socialization.
All right. So yeah, we'll be right back.
Woo.